Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of the Artist Spotlight Takeovers. I'm your host, Raga the Muffin, and today we've got a pretty special guest. It's one of my good friends and the queen of rhythm of the Aussie Down Underland. We've got my good friend Macey Cherry. Macey, she has played some of the biggest fests in Australia. She's played some of the biggest clubs in Canada and Australia. She's done some pretty cool stuff online. And on top of all that, she makes really fire tunes. Macy, how are you doing today?
Thank you, Randy. I'm doing well. I'm doing really good today. I have just been writing a whole heap of tunes, getting ready for the radio mix. You know how it is. I'm excited to put this mix out and show you guys. But yeah, no, other than that, I'm really good. Yeah, I'm good.
All right, so we'll go with the first question here. Pretty easy. Just first of all, how are you doing? And just tell us a bit about yourself.
Yeah, so I am Macey Cherry and I was born in Australia. Very Australian, as you can hear probably. I think I started learning to DJ when I was really young, at like 18. Um, and it's been wild since I started to learn to DJ. What really got me into it was actually just walking down a street with my dad in the valley in Brisbane one day, and they had like this they had really like a really good song playing, which I later found out it was Dead Mouse, Ghosts and Stuff, just come out, didn't know it. And I like was like, "What is that song? What is that?" And my dad was like, "Look, it's like people playing it. It's DJs." And I like looking up in Brisbane in Australia, and they're like on this roof, and it was like the coolest music I've ever heard. And I'd never heard Dead Mouse in my life. I was like, whoa, I, like, went home and looked it up and I, like, saw that it was, like, this mouse head, and I was like, "This is, like, wild," and then ever since then, I was sort of very interested in it. I would ask my friends, like, "Can I come and play music at your party?" I would, like, bring CDs and I would burn them. I would, like, download it off I would rip music off LimeWire. I would, like, download and I would, like, put it all onto CDs and, beautiful time as well where we had iPods at school. So, everyone would always be asking me for my iPod, and I'd be like, What like, why didn't I just do yours instead?" And then it got to, like, this whole ass business thing where people were, like, coming to me with their iPods, and I would, like, load up their whole iPod, like, it would be, like, I would have, like, 5 or 6 iPods to do sometimes all week. I'd be, like, at school, like, 12, like, "I'm so busy this week. Got so many iPods to load." So, yeah, I've always just had an interest in it. I was in bands when I was young. I went to band camp for the flute, doodle-a-doo, and I've just been very musical my whole life, to be honest, and, just it was sort of like, which way are you gonna take it? Like, are you gonna be this artist or are you gonna be this? And then I saw the DJ thing happen, and it was sort of like I knew what I wanted to do. There was some, at school, I was sort of like, "Do you wanna maybe do, like, computer science or something else?" But, like, I ended up actually just being like, "I shouldn't ignore this, like, interest I have," you know? And yeah, ever since then, I've just been on it, building my brand every day. I when I first was confident with DJing, I mean, I got a job at like, one of the biggest clubs here in Australia, so I've had a lot of experience with DJing and, um, getting myself out there from just the little beach town in Australia. So, yeah, it's been wild, but at the same time, I wouldn't change anything about it. Maybe one thing, but I wouldn't change it.
That is beautiful. Wow.
Yeah.
That's really cool, Miss iPod.
Yeah, if you need your iPod done, I can do it if you
Yeah,
still have one.
I still got mine. I still got mine from 2007. I might do a
Love
from
that for
there.
you. I wish we would bring them back, to be honest. They were so cool. Just like a little music player. Now we've got
Yeah,
one here, but whatever.
yeah. And the ripping off LimeWire, like I used to do that too.
Yeah, how funny is that? Good old LimeWire. And you download that one like random thing and it would be like, damn son, where'd you find this? Do you
Fucking
remember that?
Trapaholics mix.
Yeah. You're like, oh, I downloaded a dud file on that one.
Yeah. One time I downloaded something and it was like the Soldier Boy Cranked Out music video.
Oh my god. I downloaded that too. That was available. I forgot. It was actually available with the sunnies. Sorry,
Yeah.
sunglasses. That's what that means. Sunglasses. Australian accent got me there.
Oh, good. Oh, good. I love that for you. That's amazing.
Thank you.
Let's dive into yourself as an artist. We could talk about like your mindset, like before you hop into the DAW, or your mindset before you hop on stage for a show, and also like the mindset when it comes to your brand. How do
Got
you
it.
navigate yourself through that?
Mindset for door is that's like all over the place sometimes, but basically mindset is like I I really need to just put every other sort of distraction, especially phone. Really need to put every other distraction away and really, really lock in. Otherwise, I just will not sort of. If I can get to a point where I'm like hitting a flow state in the studio and it's all just like coming out, that's really what I'm aiming for most of the time. So mindset is mostly like, all right, get into the mind. It's like getting ready to get into that just focused mindset. Mindset before shows really depends if I do yoga or not.
What kind of yoga?
Seriously, yeah, no, like, if I found, right, if I don't do it, I'm, like, anxious, why? Don't know, I probably drink too much coffee, but, like, I am so anxious before shows if I don't do, like, yoga 3, 4 times a week leading up, I just feel like, "Ugh," and I'm always fine, but yet I just haven't, like, regulated myself enough before that one. Because yeah, there's definitely been some shows where I, like, see my friends, and I'm like, "Hey, yeah, I'm fine," but I'm not really. But yeah, when I do yoga and sound baths, I'm literally like, "Hey, yeah, I'm good. How are you?" Like, it's fine. So mindset before shows can be either one, depends which one. And for my brand, I've got some ideas here that I'm going to do a bit more with my brand visually
Yeah,
this year, but they're always it's always I've got a very deep obsession with like anime, Kingdom Hearts, especially Kingdom Hearts. Kingdom Hearts got me on to anime. It wasn't the other way around. So yeah, I've got a massive obsession with like Kingdom Hearts, and a lot of it, I draw into like the music as well, and I like my visuals are always compilation little cuts of anime compilation, but like really special scenes that speak to the mate. Like it's like cute, but it's scary at the same time. Like it's
yeah,
like one of those toys that's like cute, and then you squeeze it, and it's like rah.
yeah.
That's what I try to portray, and I also try to just bring the things I love into it, things that grew the music. But I want to actually I've got some ideas here that I want to do more with my brand. I've got to really take some time and think about how I want them portrayed properly and what
Mhm.
I want to do with them. But I'm so happy with the way that my brand has been built because it is just so authentically me. It's just
Yeah,
all there.
you can definitely see that from like just getting to know you, whether like we're friends obviously, so like I can see that genuinely. But even like because I'm also a fan and your friend, like when I see you on stage, like I can see that you're just there, just really just putting your heart out into it, and like um
Right? I'm generally actually really excited to be like, "Oh my god, I can't wait." Because when I was little, I used to be like, I used to hear a song on the radio because my mom used to play lots of music with me, and, I would hear a song that was sort of like her songs, and I'd would think like my mom would like this, and I just have like this feeling in my head. I'm like, oh my god, I can't wait. Like I always used to annoy my friends and be like, guys, have you heard the new Daft Punk song? Like, guys, have you heard this? Like, guy, and they'd be like, yes, Macy. So now I'm sort of up there, like, oh my god, I can't wait to show them. Oh my god, I can't wait to show them this. Oh my god, like I'm just like very excited to show what I put together because I'm like, this sounds incredible, like in my head.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, that's what it's like up there. What I'm thinking anyway.
No, it does sound incredible though. Like you have some hot tracks out here. Like, recently, you
Thank
did
you.
a remix for one of your homies, Nexus.
Nexus, yes, I did. Um, that was a challenging remix, that one.
Yeah, how did that come
He was
about?
Yeah, well, he I'm so thankful to Nexus because when I first sort of started making music, right, I was very much on my own and like don't get me wrong, I had friends around me, but like I was sort of really keen to like really wanting to sit down and try and get some music out. And I just yeah, I just it's not that I couldn't find people that were on the same vibe as that. There was lots, right? But I just couldn't sort of it was just me for a really long time trying to figure it out. Like I was on YouTube and YouTube not much on there back then. And then
Yeah.
I was sort of like I would play like my the shows I would get booked and I would see like Nexus and Kron and Duffy get booked and I didn't hardly like know them.
Hmm.
And then it was this one day where they booked me with Nexus and Duffy and I was like, "Oh cool, I'll get a chance to meet them." And they they were so funny. I was like, "They're so funny." I'm so glad I met them. Like and I knew I knew all their friends like Gatterigs and stuff like that, but it was cool to have finally a time where I like got to hang with them because I never met them or anything like that. I think the most interaction we had was like for years was literally like I would just pull my USB out and he would put his in. That was like and then when we actually got booked together, it was just the funniest night. I don't know. You know how you just meet someone and then you're both on this like you're all on the same level of just like funniness. No, like it was just
Oh yeah.
great. And then there was like this moment where like I went up to play after him and he goes, "Don't push this one." And I go, "Okay, sure." Because I thought he said push this one. And I like hit the button and like stopped the music in front of like I don't even know how many people. And I was like, and then it was like actually my birthday. So I was like, just sing happy birthday. And he was like, happy birthday. And that from then on it was yeah, it's just been since then he's just been really supportive because I think he sort of realized like, shit, she doesn't have anyone to sort of like help her. Not that I needed help, but you need to, I wouldn't have known to download Serum, get Reason, all these things. So he really just sort of we would get on Discord chats like this and I would be at lectures and I wouldn't take a lot away from the lectures because they would just I felt like I was just learning and they would be spitting all this info at me and I'd be like, "My notebook, what did he just say?" Like, what? Yeah, whereas, like, Nexus was actually and Duffy was actually able to sit down with me and show me how to apply things properly and show me, like, different plugins that I could use to make my sounds larger and just different techniques that I never would have realized how to use them, and, like, I didn't have that input, like, I'd hate to think where I'd be now. I don't wanna know.
Fair enough.
Mm.
Shout out. Shout out. Let's talk more about the Australian rhythm scene as a whole and more specifically other up and comers and big names out there. So you mentioned Nexus and Duffy. Um, let's talk underground. I guess we can start there. There's a
Yeah,
lot of
there's
cool
people
people.
like yeah, there's like Unknown and Wyvern and like Kai,
Yeah,
KVI, you know them. Yeah,
yeah, yeah,
um, there's I don't want to miss any names. I'm so sorry if I miss names, guys. There's Nikolai, except Nikolai. Yeah, just I think me and him have only met like once or twice. There is Vicinity. There's like Manly from Sydney. There's
yeah.
Vanem.
Yeah.
Dexamp in Perth. Um,
Yes.
yes, all those guys too. Who else? Who else?
Yeah, like that.
There's oh my god, Dassim. How could I forget beautiful Dassim? Dassim in that radio mix. I was like, I've got to stop using Dassim plates. Like I have to so good. Dassim, yeah. Nick, Deviate.
Yeah,
Uh
yeah.
lives 10 hours from us. I Googled it the other day. I was like, fuck, he's not joking around. 10 hours. Who else? There's other people
Um,
too, like Space Prince,
Leotrix.
Leotrix. Who else? Oh my god, Fairy Doll, new up and
Yeah,
comer
yes, yes.
girl. Very
Yeah.
yeah, we love
Oh,
her.
is
And
that
then
right?
pardon?
Did you say a collab coming soon?
I mean, actually I think we have sat down before. We should probably just sit back down again, to be honest.
Yeah,
We
get
it
on that.
probably I think there was remixes being spoken about too. Love a good remix. But yeah, no, we gotta sit down and look at that. And there's also Alexa. She's also one of my good friends who's just
Hmm.
she's been so she's really artistic. She writes like a bit more, but like she's recently been getting like into Riddim more. So I want to see more from Alexa. It's spelt with like the three. It's got a number like
Oh
three.
yes, yes, yes.
Yeah, I think you might
I
have
got
seen
some
it. Yeah.
tunes. I got some
Yeah,
tunes like that.
I wanted to make a mention of her because I think she's fucking killing it right now. I think she's
Hmm.
doing really good. I'm trying to think who else is coming to my head for this. But yeah, there's so many names here. I'm generally very proud out of that, to be honest. Oh
Hmm.
my god, there's one more person. Niall. It's Knoir.
Yes, yes.
Yeah. Yeah,
I
I think
just,
he's good. I think he's
I think you glitched out a bit at the end there, but yeah,
sorry.
shout out.
I said I think he's gonna really pop off. I think he's gonna be big soon.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
And like, yeah, so there's a lot of like names out there that you just pointed out there.
So
Um,
many.
and
We
like,
all we all know each other too, because like even from different states, we've all been able to. So like Vicinity and Manly, who I mentioned, they're over in Sydney. Me next is Stuffy, Dacium. We're all Deviate. Deviate's a little bit further, but we're all located Queensland,
yes,
Brisbane, Avion too. Forget Avion. Can't
yeah,
forget him.
Avion.
Yeah. We're and Wyvern, unknown. We're all Brisbane based, and then who else? Because the big scenes are really Brisbane, Perth at the moment. Then I think Venom and Daxam are over in Perth. We went down there not long ago. It's a really wholesome scene out there in
Uh-huh.
Perth. Um, they were also welcoming. It was, like, mind-blowing for me. I was like, "Oh, this is it's amazing. Everyone is so nice here, and they're all really supportive. They all, like, really show up for everybody, all really stay at the like, stay there all night." Sometimes Brisbane, you never know. Sometimes they can all be there, then sometimes they might be out doing something else. But, like, Perth, I noticed were all on the floor, really supportive. Um, who else? But you it's funny because like, you don't have to meet, but you all know each other, you'll have, like, a really because you just know from the scene. Like, if I'm
Yeah,
meeting someone and they say, like, their name, like, I would be like, "Oh, nice. I know
yeah,
you." You know, it's kind of like that. We're always like, "Oh, nice to finally meet you." You know, you sort of it's quite as, like, who everyone is. Even upcomers, you can sort of see, like, people on the radar and stuff like that.
yeah. Which is it's really cool to like hear that coming from you because like online I see a lot that people would like to have the same kind of vibe that we have over here on this side of the world in North
Mm.
America, where it's like big show after big show after big show, or you guys
Yeah.
more sporadic.
Well, the thing is what happened was that was us, right? That was Australia. Like, when I first started when I was first 18, that's the age you can go out here. I know, same for Montreal, right?
Yeah,
Uh, yeah, but, yeah, when I first turned 18, damn, I remember having, like, 4 events to choose from. It'd be, like, Boys Noise, freaking What's So Not, Alice in Wonderland, like, it was
Mhm.
crazy. It was wild. I would literally be sitting here like, I don't know which one to go to, and then, like, that was permanent for years. I also used to play 4 nights a week. Like, it was
Wow.
I didn't need to have a normal job, and it was considerably packed every time. It was just huge. The nightlife was massive here. And then what I really think happened to it was just COVID. I think COVID just knocked everyone back a peg, to be honest,
Mhm.
and basically we need to look at it as like it cut out 2 years for people. So that's 2 years where people were just that amazing time I just mentioned in my life, like that was I was 18, you know, so I'm thinking about what it turned into for other 18-year-olds that were locked inside. And what I think
Mhm.
when I think of that would be like they wouldn't have been able to go out and experience like if I didn't go out, I wouldn't have realized I actually loved Riddim instead of dubstep and like, do you know,
Yeah.
I think that a whole generation of kids, maybe for 2 or 3 years here, have been locked inside and grown to love that, which is fine, but, like, they just didn't get given that experience, so they never had it, so they don't know what it's like, and yeah, I wish, like, it could be a little, like but you know what? I don't wanna say that because I can feel this buzz, like, I can feel it's coming back, I can see more
Yeah.
things happening, I can see people are getting up and moving, I can see events are coming back, I can see really cool events coming on, like Scream and Banger and stuff, like
Yeah.
yeah, I think it's no longer in a I can't say, but I don't really consider it to be in a phase of like, "Oh, like it was. I consider it to be in a phase of like on the comeback actually.
Yeah.
I
I
think
can
that's a
agree
good
with that. Yeah.
yeah.
Like it was kind of it was downward, but now it's coming back up, and
Yeah, that's what I feel. Even myself DJing and playing these shows down, 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 like, I just saw people dropping away, dropping off, felt not the underappreciation, but the lack of like, like what used to be falling away. And I can see it's slowly coming back, but more work is needed. But like I would love to see where it's back at um in like a year or two. I think things will be easier.
mhm, very nice.
Hmm.
Um, let's see here. Let's keep talking about shows. But instead of shows that you've done, let's talk about things in the future that you see for yourself. Do you have like any dream back to backs or like a dream back three back maybe?
Yes. It'd probably be I'm trying to think. There's because I obviously have lots of girlfriends in the DJ industry. Trying to think. I've always I've always been me and Vampire go way back. I've
Mm-hmm.
always been like a fan of her. Even when we were first doing it, we used to talk and I'd be like, "Where are you from?" um Probably Vampire, just for that sake. I've actually known her the longest.
Nice.
Hmm.
And was it this year that you guys did the like the girly pop rhythm double XL?
Oh, you
Or
know
was it
what? It was
last
this
year?
time last year.
This
Yeah,
time last
feels
year.
like the same. Yeah, yeah, that was good. I got put on 2 days out. I wasn't prepared. I was like, "Oh my god, you want me? Okay." And then it was like
Mhm.
I got a phone call from Sydney, from, Cyprus, and then
Yeah.
it was just like, "Drop everything I'm doing and get ready for the next 3 days," and, like, my friend was coming to visit me, and I just, like, had to be, "I'm so sorry, girl," like, I I'm I have like, I literally had to get like, I'm a person who likes to do the best they can with music. I don't like to go and use old doubles I've already it, like, makes me cringe. Unless it's, like, so amazing, I don't wanna
Yeah,
use it
yeah.
again. So, and then I'm like, "Oh, it's on camera. Okay, fuck." So, yeah, I just dropped everything I was doing and just I think I was on the computer for like 20 hours, no break or something like that. My friend was just she just ended up doing her uni work and she flew all the way there to see. I felt so bad, but she understood, I guess. That's what happens when you're a DJ. Sometimes you can get put on things and you need to really just just get ready if you're not already, like I wasn't.
Well, yeah, I am I'm the same when it comes to that, like using old doubles unless like they're really fire. I had a
Yeah.
question like in regards to that.
Yeah.
Where is it? Let me go find it.
No, you're good. Take your time. No, the club studio time thing was I was grateful to get put onto that, to be honest, because when I did a single one, but I was just new to Denver at that point in time and I didn't really know anybody at all. I think I knew like two people and
Mhm.
I feel sorry for myself when I look back on that version of myself thinking like now, because I've got a few more friends now, which is nice. But like, yeah, when I first did that, I was so scared. I don't think it was the first time I was playing overseas in a different, like, country. Then first time I was sort of, like, gonna be on camera doing it, and then also the first time I was debuting most of my own music and, all my own IDs, and then if I run out, I'll play the Australian guys' IDs. That was my thing for it. Because I just really wanted to give some exposure, right? And,
Yeah.
yeah, it was like I just wish I could have been a bit more confident. So, I was grateful I got to have it again because, like, I remember sitting in the car going back the second time thinking, "Wow, things are really I can't believe how different things are from when I first did this." When I first did this, I felt very just let's just say I didn't feel myself just because, like, I didn't have the confidence I would usually have around here. It was all new to me. Going back the second time, I was like, "Life's crazy." Like, it's just wild that I'm coming back again and I get, like, another chance at it, and I am now doing it with friends when I had none of this last year. Like, I had no
Yeah.
friends there, so yeah, it was nice. It was, like, a good experience to me. I think it really was good for somebody like me too, being out in Australia, not really having as much exposure and just being thrust into it with like, I was, like, thankful because I hadn't received exposure like that.
Mhm.
I mean, I had, but not on that level.
Yeah, for sure. I was really happy to see your face on like when you did your solo set on there. And then I saw your story that like you got added onto the girly pop and I was like even more hyped. And then I think I've watched it like I don't know, like 10 times on
Oh
YouTube.
my god, yeah, good. We were rehearsing, we were like it was nuts. That was, like, a nuts 2 days. It was just like, "Be here for rehearsals, can you" like and, like, whilst I wanted that, like, oh my god, like,
Mhm.
yeah, I'm glad it came out so well because everyone put so much work into it, especially Sydney.
Yeah,
We
for
were
sure.
stressed.
Shout out Cite this. Hey, I
Yeah.
found the question. So yeah, we were talking about not being fans of using the same doubles, but like sometimes it's either a
Yes.
double or even just like a single play out that you know it's like gonna make the crowd go feral. Do you have a few of those that like come to mind?
Yeah, definitely. There's some doubles, like, I'm like, "Okay, this is probably the last time I can play this." Like, some of there's one in this Null FM, one that I'm like, "That's gonna be the last time everyone hears that one, I gotta change it out."
Mm,
But yes, there is definitely so with me, right, I set myself up for success. I know a lot of people be up there winging it, and that's not really for me. I don't like to stress out. I like to be prepared. I like to know what I'm playing. I like to know that the songs are gonna work together. And like by all means, I'm happy to play the other way, but I just prefer it this way. It just comes out better. It's like since
yeah.
planning and whatnot. the amount of like compliments I would get after the set versus like if I didn't, I could see it. Like I was like, this is a way better way to do things. But for me, what I do is I'm very eager. Like I grew up DJing at this really big nightclub here in Australia, and it was very strict with regard to keeping the floor moving and keeping people on the floor. So I'm very used to if I see movement and people are drawing, like I can see if this double I played, I thought it was awesome, but they might not, do you know? So
Yeah.
I can see that. And if I a good example actually was it at Rebel in Toronto. I don't know how to say the name Noir upstairs.
Yeah, yeah.
Um yeah, I was playing I think I was supporting it was either Hull it was Hull. I was supporting Hull and um I noticed that they weren't taking a whole heap to, like, those doubles that we would usually take to, like, a Montreal Northern Invasion crowd. They just weren't taking to those a whole heap. So, literally on the spot, I, like, switched it up and, like, went into another set that had more, like, not gonna say mainstream, but more doubles they would be able to grasp. And I instantly noticed the floor just, like, rise up and
Yeah.
start doing what I wanted to see, and I was like, "Okay, stick with this." Um, so sometimes, like, generally, if I see them moving funny, I'll change and I'll go into one of those I'll basically have a bunch there that I know is going to work in that instance, and I'll go start running through those and then see if like, sometimes I'll see if they want mine back, like, the original one, and then if the movement's good, I'll stay there. If it's not,
Mhm.
yeah, it just depends what they're doing,
Mhm. Love that.
right?
I was scrolling through the list here. I feel like some of these so yeah, like just through the conversation, like some of the other questions have been answered. I'm just looking at some that
Yeah,
like
you're
we could also
fine.
covered.
If you want me to elaborate on anything, yeah, let me know, I can.
Um, okay, I see some of them towards the bottom that I haven't really touched on, but before we go back to those questions, I like to do a little segment called "Keep It or Yeet It," where I'll just like say a couple words or like bring up a trend or something, and then you could just explain whether you'd like it, that you'd like to keep
Got
it,
it.
or you could just, yeah, man, just yeet it away because
Yeah,
necessary.
yeet it. Keep it or yeet it, that's right.
Yeah.
Got it.
Let's start with 4-bar loop drops.
Keep, because it depends how good it is.
Uh-huh. Okay. Next I have 360 stages.
Keep. I like them. I wish they would do a little bit more here. I know some people don't like them, but I like the idea of it. I like the idea of playing it too.
I don't mind it. Like, it's a cool atmosphere. Like, you're just everybody's everywhere.
Yeah.
Like,
I think the best nights are when you walk in the venue and you're like, "I have so much room for activities in here."
yeah. And it's like, you like, you don't have to like focus just like looking at one direction all night. You could just,
Yeah.
you could literally free flow.
Yeah, and you can be in all different areas, like,
Mm,
literally, you can, like I really liked it at Boiler Room in Toronto because
yeah.
I was like, "Cool, this is a cool area," and then you can go over here, and that was also a cool area, and then over here was also a cool area, and I was like, "This place
Yeah.
is just full of cool areas."
Um, okay, yeah. Flip, so like of like a pop song or even like a country song, like just like mainstream pop song flips.
I'm gonna be honest, I don't really like them.
Yeah, we can.
I I don't knock them. I think they're great for people. I think they're great for artists. I think they're a good idea, especially for upcoming producers. They're really obviously big hits on SoundCloud, but at the same time, I'm more of a I like to create an artwork, a masterpiece. I like to put my spin on things and stuff like that. To me, that's a masterpiece created. I should have no need to touch that
Mhm.
unless they personally want my spin.
Yeah, yeah. That's a good take there. I
Mm.
agree with you on that. Um, there's a couple more here. Let's go gatekeeping.
Yeet. Get the fuck out of here. Like I can look, I could admit there's sometimes like where I'm like, oh, don't want to give this information out to everyone, you know, but at
Yeah.
the same time, you can't get in the way of people learning. Like if
Mhm.
they're willing to learn. I've had people gatekeep stuff from me, and I just think to myself like, damn, how much further I would have gotten if they had just let me know.
Yeah,
Mm.
right?
To a degree, there's some things I'm like, okay, I get it. I won't tell anyone, but like, yeah,
Yeah, but like in general terms, like yeah, like sharing the knowledge, like
yeah,
towards the damage and that. Like you do lessons and stuff, right?
yes, I do, I do. There's definitely like sometimes like where yeah, you've got to sort of like you've got to teach it right, I guess. Like if you don't want somebody to do the exact same thing that you're doing, but like use the technique, just say like tell them how to use it properly in a way that isn't gonna make the thing come out exactly like yours. Do you know what I
Mm,
mean? Like
yeah.
tell them how to utilize it in a different way so they can grasp whatever preset that causes this sort of sound to appear in their own way and make their own sounds out of it. Like you don't have to tell them exactly, but you can say, "Yeah, I use this to make this," you know.
Hmm. Cool. And then the very last one, we were just talking about this, but sometimes it gets brought up after a set. It's like so the keeper yeet for this one is doubles slash triples for an entire set.
Okay, that one's difficult because sometimes I do doubles for the whole set, and sometimes I'll just throw one in. It
Mhm.
depends for me on the song. It depends. Sometimes, like I will get some deviate tunes, and I'm like, "There's just no way I can put anything with this." Some of that Australian music, I'm like, "How the hell am I meant to put anything with that?" It is dynamically full. I
Mhm.
can't do this. So I think if it's a song like that, definitely go in with singles and stuff like that. Um, but to a degree, like you don't want a full set of singles. You want maybe I like to do like I sort of like to do a bunch of doubles, then maybe one really big track that's huge as a single, and then maybe a couple more doubles, then maybe throw in like a single or something like that. But only if it's really huge. Because when you're playing doubles, that dynamic field is filled out in like two ways, right? So if you're gonna go
Mhm.
play like a single, it's gonna be so that song openly needs to be able to compensate with the two, you know, like loud
Mhm.
enough, mixed down enough, all that.
Right. All right. Well, thank you for playing my little segment there.
That's okay.
Appreciate that. Let's hop back into the questions.
Okay.
Um, I want to ask you your opinion on the future of rhythm. Where do you see it going?
I see it. Man, you know, the new genres that come out, it's like there's pioneers of the genre, you know? I can't wait to see where it goes because even before Sudden Death came out, I was sort of looking at it and then like not that Sudden Death is rhythm, sorry, but like just when I heard that sort of music being made, I was like, "Damn, how far can you push this?" You know, like there is just so much ability for like new subgenres of it. Do you know like hacks and like, you
Mhm.
know, there's that where it's like wah 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 and then yeah, you know, there's just so many different types of it. There's so many different ways you can go that I can't wait to see who just keeps pushing it and, you know, to that point where it's totally just a new genre and, you know, like even when Leo Trix was doing stuff, I was like, "This is like a whole new genre." And he's like created like a whole new genre, you know?
Yeah.
And it still can fall even into rhythm, it can fall into dubstep and stuff like that. So I'm so excited to watch how it progresses. And even when, like, I really love when people come to the table with something new. Like for me in my production, like, yeah, I can go make what people wanna hear for sure, like, it's pretty easy, like, well, I'm not gonna say easy, but, just reason, square note, whatever, but, like, for me, what I really love is when people incorporate this different feel to it, which I try to do a lot in my music. A lot of Australians do it, in their music as well, like, I could sometimes hear an Australian Riddim set and think that wasn't a very Australian, like, Riddim. It's
Yeah.
so I can't wait to see the progression and where people are gonna take it and the sound design that's gonna be out with it, you know? I hope
Yeah.
AI doesn't eat it, but, like, I, yeah, I'm excited to see what can be done.
Uh-huh. Me too. Like the future of rhythm, I think it's just gonna keep
I
going
think
up.
it's big and it's bright, and I think it's bigger than what people realize. It's like a global thing. People from all over the world go to Northern Invasion. People from all over the world go to Lost Lands. It's a global community at this point. So I
Yeah.
can't, and I really love I love when international people get into it, people like Izzy Vadim and stuff like that. Like I just like their version of Rhythm is different. The Australians
Mhm.
version of Rhythm is different. Like the American version of Rhythm is there. Yeah, I love hearing all the different international takes on it too. It's so cool. So cool.
Yeah. One thing that you brought up before we started the interview is that you wanted to dive into was you going through executive dysfunction. Can you like kind of go deeper on that and like what you were going
Yeah.
through?
Yeah, oh my god, I've never had that in my life. I hit a really bad period of just executive dysfunction last year where I just felt like I couldn't work properly. Like I would seriously try to and just like it was just like I had nothing to even work, like to even pull out. I just didn't want to do it, distracted, just yeah, I've never had anything like that. I'm, like, so sad it happened, but at the same time, I'm so glad I, like, pulled myself out of that because, yeah, I went through, like, a whole year where I didn't release a whole heap of music, and I don't think people realize, like, I was actually pretty good at writing, I just wasn't doing anything. So, like, that was a lot, like, just people saying things to me, and I'd be like, I know, but I can't like, of course, they don't think I can write, because I haven't been putting anything out.
Mm.
Like, not to say I didn't still have music sitting there, I just felt like my writing inspiration was, like, totally shut, and it's always been something that is so big in me, like, I'm always at this desk, always doing it, always have, all my friends are always at Mace up till, like, 3 in the morning in a studio all the time, like, you
Mhm.
know, so yeah, writer's block was an executive dysfunction last year was actually intense. I got out of it because I figured it was sort of like the gym, where you first go and you're kind of like, I hate that. And then like you just keep dragging yourself there and then eventually you start wanting to go to it.
Mhm.
That was the key. That was the way out of it. Just kept making uh, thing.
Uh,
They would be writing, so then that made me well, I was like, "Well, shit, well, they're writing, I might as well write." So yeah, like, that that was wild year of, like, not being able to sort of, like, get up and do it properly, but I'm so glad that I got back out of that and showed myself out, and, like, I know a lot of people experience it, so, like, if anyone's ever experiencing it, the way I got out of it was just dedication, discipline, um, phone in the other room or
mhm.
off.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah,
Um.
or in grayscale, that helps too.
Hmm. I'm glad you also got out of it because we need more. We need more things from Macy.
Right. I was
Another
like, it
thing.
was so frustrating for me. I was like, I have all this stuff, I can't do it right now. But sorry, you go.
Oh no, it's all good. I was gonna like kind of just connect it to like you getting out of there and like coming back out and like putting yourself out there again. I just kind of wanted to relate that to you being a woman in like such a male dominated and also mass dominated uh um I lost the word, like field community
Yes,
world.
yeah. I know what you mean. I also just lost the word. Don't worry, but it's right there. Male dominated field. That's what you're looking
Yeah,
for.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that one's been it's had its ups and downs, like I've never been too much of a one to be like, "Oh, I'm a girl," I've sort of
Hmm.
just been like, I'm just like, I've sort of just like the rest of like I'm very easygoing with that sort of stuff. I'm not too pressed on like the whole girls like I think we do. I think there's a really big, struggle that we all share collectively as women. Um, but at the same time, I have seen like an improvement, to be honest. There could be more, but I have actually seen like an improvement. I mean, cop we all still have our interactions. I even had one like last week that was very just sexist. Said interactions being like you might get offered less money than the boys or something. You might get put on the open when you did more work than everyone. You
Hmm.
might be put on the close or the graveyard shifts. You might but then I've also had these big nights where, like, I'm the one in the best slot and, like, so I think there is, like, a push and pull with it, I think, and I would like to make mention of, like, Touch Base in Australia is the biggest festival for dubstep for dubstep in Australia, one of the biggest ones.
Hmm.
Sorry, it is the biggest one. They are very, very, adamant about making sure, as much women as they can put on as well. I can see like changes but then yeah, there's always still that like, one or so instance where you will have an interaction with someone and you'll sort of like it'll throw you back a little and you'll be like, okay, that wasn't the best, but at the same time I think it's how you handle it. I think if you handle things with you don't let emotions fall into things and the way you carry yourself, I think is really important when you do face those interactions.
Hmm.
Resilience.
Sweet. That was a very great answer there.
Yeah, that's how it is.
Well, I appreciate your time and your insights for this little conversation we had. Um,
No worries, Randy. Thank you for interviewing me and wanting to put me on here. I'm glad I can talk. I've got a lot got a lot to talk about. I know a lot of things. So
of
I'm glad
course.
I got to do that.
The last thing I would like to ask you is like, what's your message to anyone out there, any up and comers, any other girly rhythms, or
Keep
anybody,
going,
anything,
babe.
anywhere?
That's no, sorry. My message is uh have thick skin and yeah, just have real thick skin. People are gonna test you. They're gonna want to know like that you deserve it. A big one for me, example, like in Toronto when I got put on sudden death opening, and a lot of I know that probably upset some people who lived there. I don't know, but it probably did. So, I was like, I really have to show them I deserve this, like I really it. I was getting messages like, make sure you don't mess up, make sure it's all like no pressure, but don't mess up, important to just have thick skin and just do the absolute like, if you've got a performance or something like that, the more work you put into the preparation, the better you're gonna go up there. So just it's like have thick skin and just work hard, do the work, and you'll get to where you need to be.
Awesome. Well, thank you again, Macy.
That is
Um,
okay.
yeah, if there's anything else you would like to plug before we hop into your mix here, go right ahead.
I think we are all good for now.
All right, before we hop into your mix, I got one last question for you, Macy. And that question is, what's your message to like all the young producers, up and comers, especially girls that are trying to make a name for themselves out here in the bass scene?
Ugh, it is make as much music as you can and learn as much about making music as you can.
All right, great. Well, with that being said, let's listen to all the music that we can in your mix on this artist spotlight takeover. Thank you so much for your time, Macy.
Thank you for having me, guys. I appreciate it and enjoy the mix.